y'all, Stupid Monkey back at Wyld Chyld's garage. There's Wyld Chyld. Look at her. She's coming along quite well. We have finally got our fenders in. I got them up, mocked up and all that. They're on. I put Mac on the hood. Mac's gonna be there permanently. Mac's a permanent fixture. So, Wyld Chyld, you lost your engine. Where'd your motor go? There it is. But no, there it is, right there. And you may notice that Wyld Chyld might be missing a few things. I don't know. Let's have a gander. Yep, she's missing everything. We've taken her apart. We're getting her ready to do a world's first. Wyld Chyld's going to be the world's first 4.6 liter V8 swap out of an F-150. We're actually taking a complete powertrain, wiring harness, computer, everything out of an F-150 Ford, as you could tell in the first video, the last installment. So here's this installment. Here is our donor motor, transmission and transfer case with double cart CV. I might end up using the 8.8 off the back, not sure about that yet, but I have taken everything out of the cab 100% and scavenged everything I could to make this swap happen. A lot of people say it will not happen. I say it will. This double cart CV is going to be a big player in that. You guys will hear about that in a little bit. The powertrain's only 3 inches longer than where this sat, so, but from motor mounts. So it's a little bit longer off the motor mount by a couple inches, but that's not a big deal. So is this straight 6 4.0. So Monkey, what have we done? Well, monkeys, we've done a lot actually. We have thrown away the fenders, we cut off the rear quarter panels, we've thrown away the wiring harness out of the Jeep, we've thrown away the steering column out of the Jeep, we've thrown away everything out of the Jeep. Well, not thrown it away, but we've gotten rid of it all. I pulled the motor and transmission and transfer case, cut the frame rails, got the frame rails prepared for the motor mounts. When Jen gets back from Rome, we are pulling this motor and transplanting it over there. So that brings us over to the body, what I've done in order to prepare for the swap. Everything, like I said, I took everything off the F-150. Everything that plugs in, everything the computer's gonna be looking for. So here is the engine bay harness. It's got the fuse block, the engine bay fuse block. Everything that comes up, I cut that into the firewall in the same spot that the Jeep firewall harness plugged in at. Runs over here to the computer ECU plug. That's going to go right about here, probably right on top of this guy, on this line, just right in this area. Well, maybe up here, and maybe right. I think it's in where my finger marks are at, actually, or whatever those marks are. So, not sure yet until I put the heater core and heater core back in, so I can figure it out. Which brings us to the heater core. Ford actuators, all the vacuum actuators for off the F-150, I modified and put into to make work with the Jeep stuff. More of that comes over here. So here's the heater core as it's going to be installed in the Jeep. So, excuse how that was done. That was pretty shitty, but So this is a heater core as it's going to go in the Jeep. So all these actuators, this actuator controls the vent and panel. This actuator controls the floor. Or wait a minute. Yeah, this actuator controls the floor and panel. I'm sorry, and this one controls the vent. So fresh air or circulation, air circulation. And this is our blender door. It's all epoxy together. It's all been plastic bonded. It's all there forever. So it won't go anywhere. All it's got to do is actuate these cables anyway. So it's going to handle that just fine. I cut this cable so it goes right into the top of here, and it clips in. The actuator spins this way. It opens up the cable. This is actually the door, the bottom of the door that went on the F-150, the vent door or the blender door. So I cut that off and then used the Jeep manual switchover, cut it down, ground it down, and whatnot, and then screwed it down and plastic bonded it together to make it so it's permanent. So that'll actuate our blender door. This will actuate the vent. That guy right there actuates this vent right here, and this guy actuates this guy right here. So it's all done, and then of course that one actuates up there. It all goes together. Beauty of that, as I said, it's all going to work together now. So then we come up over here underneath the dash. What have you done, monkey? What have you done? So we get up underneath the dashboard, and the fuse block from the F-150 sits now where the e-brake used to fit, where in the Jeep. I've gotten rid of the e-brake. We're going to go to handbrake on now. With the Jeep, I'll show you that in a later installment. There's where the firewall plug goes through, and right up in here, in this area somewhere, up here is about where that the brain's going to go, right in this area. So not exactly sure until we get that in, but we'll cut that. That'll be cut in later on. The wiring harness is in place. The center console, or the gauge cluster, is going to be in the center of the dash. I did get the Ford steering wheel to mount up to the factory area. It goes out to the steering box where it's supposed to go through, and then the heater control assembly goes right here on the dashboard. So that brings us to the dash. Monkey, what have you done to the dash? Well, this is my custom-made dash pad that I built. Let's get it out to the sun. That I built by using the back carpet panel off the F-150. The panel goes underneath the window, so I cut it down, and then I used heat gun and molded it so that it goes down around the bottom of the dash here, and it comes over here. It doesn't look so good with the switch. I don't know what to do about that switch. It's cut into the dash. It's as good as it's going to get right now. So that's that. And then if you pop this off, it's going to screw in place. You can see where my bracket is for the heater control valve knobs. And then here's my tabs that I welded in for the speedometer. So there's these guys right here. Grab this. And grab this. So the speedometer or heater control goes there. Speedometer goes there. Just like that. And then we'll cut this in to go over the top of them, and that'll cover up all my holes, all of our holes. And then, so that's that. So we got over here. Next, we get into the brake pedal assembly and the steering. How did we fix that? How did we make it so that the steering and ignition and stuff would work? Well, that was pretty easy, actually. So you'll notice that this is the factory Jeep steering bracket. This is the hoop that goes to the factory Ford steering column. We got rid of the Jeep column altogether, so we're not even going to use the Jeep column. What I did was I welded the brackets in place with gussets. I haven't painted the brakes yet because I just now finished them, but I welded these brackets in place. There we go. So I welded these brackets in place here with gussets and stuff so that they will stay on, see what I'm saying? So now the steering column bolts onto the Ford steering column. Is right here. And it bolts just like that. And it sticks out of the dashboard. The dashboard comes right to, it goes into the dashboard to this point right here. So the dash actually sits, it sits right here on this line. So the rug is actually the carpeted dash kit plate that I'm making a carpeted dash cover. We'll fill that gap a little bit. So that's how we got the steering to work. That means we have the Ford ignition, so we don't have to try to defeat the VATs. We got the vehicle anti-theft system, or whatever it is, passive anti-theft system. Get rid of that. We don't have to fight that problem. Again, all of the harnesses are all ran in. I'm going to run everything Ford. Everything. There's the battery tray with the vacuum system for that. And then we get to our fenders. Brand new fenders we got. These are our front fenders. Because the motor is so wide on the 4.6 liter, it wouldn't fit in between the fender wells. So what's my answer to that? Fenders. So now the motor is going to fit between the fender wells toward the front, right? So more in this area of the fender is where you're going to see a lot of engine. So yeah, up to about right here, you'll see a lot of engine. So that's how the engine's going to fit. So naysayers, go away. What else have I done? What else? Oh, so there's fenders on the front end. Jennifer's late husband, Darren, had a bulldog that's been floating around the garage here. Most people will recognize this bulldog. If you're a gearhead, you'll know. So you guys will recognize this bulldog. Most people will recognize that bulldog. It's my special edition for a special man, I guess. He was really, I guess, from what I understand, he was a really good man. So that's for Darren, and for Addie, and for Jen. It was collecting dust in the garage. I figured it could go on the hood of the Jeep. So that's where he's at. Other than that, I've got to make the evap system work. We've already got a good fuel return system on the Jeep. It's actually perfect for the Ford, so I'm just going to make that work with the Ford wiring. We had to get a new winch because our other one was cracked, so we got a new winch. I got that installed. It's all nice and torqued in. We got some dynamat if we want to try to dynamat some of the noise out of the Jeep. I don't think that's going to happen. I modified to make all of the heater controls work out of the Jeep or out of the F-150. I had to modify the ducting for the what the hell is it called? That defroster. I had to modify the defroster ducting. Jen and I, before she went to Rome, got all that stuff done. Jen actually did all the work to get the bracketry done together on this for this as well. So Jen's been a big part of this. I haven't been just blasting through and not keeping Jen in the loop and keeping Jen. You know, I've only done stuff that honestly probably wouldn't be all that interesting to her. So yeah, evap system's got to go in still. We're gonna redo the brake lines on Wyld Chyld. I was a little bit concerned about the rust, the amount of rust you see here, but it's all superficial. It's not very deep, so thank goodness we are going to clean the frame up really well. Get rid of all the superficial rust. Fix up anything that needs to be fixed up with plating or anything that we need to do. I will be building a cradle as well to help support the frame up front. We'll touch on that one later on. And yeah. So fuel lines, all the fuel lines and everything off the F-150 are all the perfect length for transferring it over to the Jeep. So all that stuff's going to get transferred over. I've got a TIG welder, so I can weld super thin stuff without leaking. Not that, you know, there's any other way to weld, really. I'm not going to use the ABS system. That's going to be deleted. I do have a forescan. If anybody is interested, I need a freaking Windows laptop. I just bought a brand new Chromebook that I can't run my forescan software on it. So if any of you guys are watching this and you have a newer Windows laptop and you want to trade for a brand new Chromebook, let me know, because my Chromebook's useless to me. Anyway, so I was wrong on a previous video. I said it was a aluminum head. It's a cast iron block aluminum head. Sorry, I was misinformed on that one, or I thought they were all aluminum block. So they're not, but it is aluminum head. It is the overhead valve. We've got the Borg Warner 4406 transfer case mated to the M50D transmission. Good transmission, good transfer case. Not supposed to be able to get this combination though. Just saying. And again, that dual cart is a huge thing because when we get to that, we're going to be using, I think we're going to end up using this 8.8 at least to begin with. And then that Dana 30 until it absolutely just explodes. I think that's just what we're going to have to do. But whatever. I'm pretty excited to get this thing on the road. So I'm projecting probably 2 more weeks. Our next video will be motor mounts and how we get the rest of 2 more weeks or so. I'm guessing. Our next videos will be motor mounts and us wedging this 4.6 liter into our frame. Jen's gonna be here for that, so it's gonna be a fun video. World's first 4.6 liter V8 into a Jeep Wrangler. And they say it can't be done. I'm doing it. Jen and I are doing it. That's even better.